and I was defending my wife, and he was coming for my wife.
He looked me in the eye and blamed my wife for their loss. That's when I knew. I could never forgive him. Prince William has broken his silence, and what he reveals is more devastating than anyone expected. In a private confrontation that rocked the royal family behind closed doors, William says Prince Harry accused Princess Kate of causing Meghan Markle's miscarriage through coldness and emotional neglect. Tonight, we unpack the shocking fallout from that alleged moment, how it shattered brotherly trust, deepened the royal divide, and left Kate in tears. What exactly did Harry say? Why did William call it the ultimate betrayal? And could this be the final nail in the coffin for any hope of reconciliation? Stay with us. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. It began as a whisper inside the walls of Kensington Palace. A quiet fracture in a once inseparable bond between two brothers who had grown up in the harshest glare of the world's attention. Princes born not just into privilege, but into a legacy of expectation, pain, and the unrelenting pressure of public scrutiny. But as time wore on, the crack deepened. That whisper became a shout. And now, in a revelation that has stunned royal insiders and rocked the British public, Prince William has finally broken his silence about the irreparable rupture with Prince Harry. And what he said has left many asking whether this family will ever recover. The rift between the Duke of Cambridge and the Duke of Sussex has been unfolding slowly in front of the world's eyes for years, but behind palace doors, the breakdown was far more brutal than anyone imagined. Now, with William speaking plainly, there is no more speculation, no more ambiguity. According to insiders close to the prince, there was a moment when William realized that reconciliation was no longer possible. That moment came during a private confrontation when Harry, in a fury, accused William's wife, Catherine, Princess of Wales, of being partly to blame for Meghan's miscarriage. The accusation was so deeply personal, so emotionally charged, and so devastating that it stopped William in his tracks. For a man known for composure, for guarding his emotions behind royal protocol, this was a threshold he never expected to cross. And from that point on, everything changed. To understand how it got to this point, we have to rewind, not just to the day of that confrontation, but to the long, complicated path that brought two brothers to a place of open resentment, silence, and now, public declaration of unforgiveness. Their journey begins with tragedy, the death of their mother, Princess Diana. In the summer of 1997, the world watched in horror as two boys walked behind her coffin. William was 15, Harry just 12. In that moment, they became bound not just by blood, but by grief that was both private and impossibly public. For years, they leaned on each other. The world saw them as a team, a duo navigating the strange duality of being royal yet relatable. William, the heir. Harry, the spare, but never secondary in affection. They were the golden boys of the monarchy's next generation. And for a time, the fairy tale held. But the arrival of Meghan Markle changed everything. Some would say the beginning of the end came the moment Harry introduced Meghan to the royal family. There was tension, even then, subtle but unmistakable. William reportedly cautioned his younger brother not to rush into things. Harry, fiercely protective of Meghan, took offense. That early disagreement grew roots, and over time, it hardened into something colder. As Harry and Meghan's relationship became more serious, the gap between the brothers widened. William, always the measured royal, followed protocol. Harry, emboldened by love and a desire to protect, broke traditions. But these weren't just personal choices, they were symbolic gestures that challenged the system they were both born into. Fast forward to the 2018 wedding. Behind the grandeur of Windsor Castle and the international adoration was a storm brewing within. Reports began to surface about a tearful encounter between Kate and Meghan over a flower girl dress. Conflicting versions circulated. Some said Kate was left in tears, others claimed it was Meghan. The truth, as often happens in royal life, remained murky, but the damage was done. According to palace insiders, that was the first major emotional wound between the families. But it would not be the last. As the Sussexes began to chart their own course, launching initiatives, breaking protocol, and eventually stepping back from royal duties, the divide became harder to ignore. The infamous 2020 Megxit announcement caught even senior royals off guard. While the world debated whether Harry and Meghan had made the right decision, behind the scenes, William was said to be furious. Not because his brother left, but because of how he left. There were